The possibility of tropical cyclones reaching this far north and being more intense and producing Agnes level of flooding, widespread flooding, is something we're contemplating.
Hi, and welcome back to our show. You know, it's been 50 years since Agnes impacted our region. But Agnes isn't the only system. We've had many tropical systems that have impacted Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvanians will remember Lee in 2011, Ida, Isaias, and Fred of the last 2 years as well. No stranger to increased tropical activity. But scientists are concerned that warming ocean waters due to climate change could make events like Agnes not only happen more frequently, but with more intensity.
Storms that used to be called 100-year return period storms, storms that we wouldn't typically see at that intensity for a century, we're now seeing those with a 10-year return period. So they've gotten 10 times more frequent.
Dr. James Kinter III leads the Center for Ocean Land Atmosphere Studies and is a professor of climatology at George Mason University. In the ongoing climate change discussion, the ocean provides one of the biggest concerns for the future.
The ocean temperatures are warming, so the energy source is increasing.
It takes a long time for ocean waters to warm up as they store increasing amounts of carbon dioxide, but scientists say we're already seeing the effects.
If we get storms, tropical storms, and if they make landfall in North America, they're going to cause more damage. There's going to be more rainfall, potentially producing more catastrophic flooding. There's going to be more severe wind, potential tornadoes being spawned on the edges of the tropical cyclone. So all in all, the damage potential is much, much higher.
Warmer temperatures overall in the ocean means that waters off the mid-Atlantic have more energy too. In addition to an increase in strength, scientists say the paths of tropical storms are shifting.
Typically they form either in the tropical Atlantic or in the Caribbean, Gulf of Mexico, and they slowly drift to the north, and then either they make landfall and dissipate, or they go out to sea in the Atlantic and dissipate. The problem what we're seeing is that they're getting farther and farther north over time, and that's a detectable significant trend in the northward extent of tropical cyclones. So that's troublesome here in the mid-Atlantic.
What we are seeing is evidence of changing climate.
Kelton Halbert is a doctoral student at the University of Wisconsin. His specialty includes thunderstorms, supercells, and tornadoes. New data in his field also impacts tropical storms.
More heat content, you can also hold more moisture in the atmosphere.
The number of days with enough energy in the atmosphere for thunderstorm development has increased in parts of the mid-Atlantic. That means that we are warmer with more moisture more often, 40 more days every year with storm potential. That's near the top of the list in all of North America.
In the case of tropical cyclones, they're essentially very large, severe thunderstorms. They take advantage of the availability of water vapor in the atmosphere. That's adding to the available potential energy of tropical cyclones.
That also means Pennsylvania plays part in an environment more suitable for a storm like Agnes to survive.
We're going to have much more sustained thunderstorm development as tropical cyclones make landfall, and so you'll see impacts further inland because it takes longer for it to weaken.
Storms like Agnes used to be the anomaly.
It maintained its strength to a very high latitude, got very far north at a high level of strength. And that's just because it picked this beautiful path, beautiful and tragic at the same time, beautiful path right over the Chesapeake Bay. And so it had access to warm water much farther inland and much farther north.
And if a storm today with more potential energy took a similar track,
it would be Agnes on steroids. It would be just a much more difficult storm to deal with than any of the storms we've experienced since then.